Hi guys, welcome to the Wrestling Retrospective, and in this video I have written down in like 3 pages, front and back, about how I would book the Bloodline story going from the Raw after WrestleMania with Roman losing the Undisputed WWE Championship to Cody Rhodes, all the way to WrestleMania 41 where I would have the final match of Roman Reigns versus The Rock. You'll have to forgive me if I'm not looking at the camera the whole time. I am reading it from the papers because I have a shit memory. And I'm kind of nervous about doing this too, as it's kind of the first time I've tried to fantasy book, but hopefully it goes well and you enjoy it. But yeah, this is me booking the Bloodline story from the Raw after WrestleMania. It's Monday Night Raw, April 8th, 2024. The regular Raw opening plays, a photo recap of WrestleMania is shown, and nothing is said by the commentators for the whole opening point, and the whole crowd is silent for the most part. When we hear, wrestling has more than one royal family, to a huge ovation, Cody Rhodes makes his entrance as the new WWE Champion. He cuts a masterpiece of a promo about legacy and prestige and family, and when everyone thinks it's over, the fans, the commentators, ringside personnel, all give him a standing ovation, and Paul Heyman walks down to the ring, but not as the wise man, not as an advocate, but as just a man. And he gets into the ring, shakes Cody Rhodes' hand and congratulates him, and then leaves, and the celebration between the fans and Cody continues. On Smackdown, the show begins with The Rock, Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso all in the ring, and none of them are wearing any Bloodline merch or attire at all. And The Rock cuts a promo about how proud he is of Roman and his historic championship reign, and tells him to return whenever he is ready. He informs the crowd, Jimmy and Solo, that until the day comes where Roman returns, The Rock is now the ruler of the Bloodline, similar to his promo when he took leadership of the nation, when he said he was now the ruler of the nation. He changes the point in the sky from the Bloodline did to a fist in the sky, again referencing to the nation, which was the last group that The Rock led. In the coming months, Solo starts picking up significant wins towards an Intercontinental or United States Championship reign. Jimmy is helping out Solo, and if Jacob Fatu joins WWE, they could probably have Jimmy and Jacob team up and go for tag team gold. And The Rock appears when he can, mostly via satellite or in pre-recorded messages. He could even maybe add Tamina and Naomi to the group, as neither of them seem to be doing much and they won't be in the main event scene, so they could team up together, have them both turn heel and go after the tag team, the women's tag division, the women's tag team championships, as it'll give them a kind of different dynamic on the screen than we've seen before. The night after Money in the Bank, presuming that will be the premium live event before SummerSlam, The Rock is at Smackdown in person, surrounded by the whole of the Bloodline, cutting a promo when Paul Heyman respectfully interrupts, saying that "My High Chief, he's ready." With everyone in the ring smiling and The Rock's grin biggest of all, he hugs Paul Heyman, hands him a golden coloured Ulafala, and Heyman is near to tears with happiness when he leaves the ring, walks up the ramp. He's about to go through the curtain, and The Rock says, literally just as Heyman's about to go off screen, The Rock says he doesn't let his family down this time. The crowd oos and Paul Heyman smirks before going through the curtain. The next week on Raw, it's broadcast from Miami, Florida, the home of one Dwayne The Rock Johnson. The show starts with Paul Heyman already in the ring. Roman hasn't been advertised beforehand. Roman respectfully requests that the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Champion, Cody Rhodes, meets with him in the ring. Cody makes his way to the ring. They shake hands once again, and Heyman is about to open his mouth to start a promo, assuming he's going to challenge Cody on Roman's behalf for a rematch. And just as Heyman is about to say a syllable, head of the table hits. Paul Heyman is shocked so much his hair goes from black to grey to black again, and the crowd goes crazy. Pat McAfee and Michael Cole are stunned to silence as Roman Reigns has returned. He does his classic Tribal Chief entrance, points to the sky, not raising the fist like the Bloodline are now doing. He requests the mic from Paul. Paul is crying with happiness. Strowman shouts, "Miami!" Crowd cheers and Roman says smoothly, "Cody Rhodes." The crowd cheers louder. "I acknowledge you," and cuts to the back where The Rock is watching on a screen. The crowd is going crazy. Paul Heyman is stunned. Roman cuts a promo on how he respects the man who took him to his limits and defeated the undefeatable, and how he's still the tribal chief with or without the championship, but where Cody's story has ended, their story is at a draw. One win each. Man to man, respectfully, Roman requests a rematch for SummerSlam. On the last Raw before SummerSlam, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are set for a contract signing segment and it main events the show. Roman enters first, accompanied by Paul Heyman. He moves the chair from the side of the table to the head and says, "Enter the city here. Acknowledge me." He looks at Adam Pearce and says, "I may be seeing things differently now," but he looks straight down the hard cam as "I am still the head of the table, I'm still the tribal chief," and punched to the sky. Cody makes his way to the ring, and for probably the first time in WWE history, there's some masterclass promos from both men. They sign the contract, they face off, they shake hands, and they leave the ring. Cody goes up the ramp, and Roman, referencing the Shield, goes through the crowd. It's the last Smackdown before SummerSlam, and The Rock with the Bloodline, as well as Roman Reigns, are pre-announced for the show. In the segment to close the show, The Rock with the rest of the Bloodline behind him enter, and everyone is informed on a digital exclusive on YouTube and social medias that all Bloodline members are to accompany him later to the ring, including Roman Reigns. So everyone but Roman Reigns is in the ring: Rock, Solo, Jimmy, Naomi, Tamina, Jake and Fatu if he signs. And The Rock puts his mic to his mouth, bends down to say "finally," and as The Rock takes his breath, Roman Reigns' music hits, and The Rock raises his eyebrow in confusion and in insult. And that's where I am. Fuck. Oh no, got it. Sorry, my apologies. This is the first time The Rock and Roman have been face to face since WrestleMania 40, and at first Rock and Roman stand ahead of everybody else. Heyman hands Roman a microphone, and as Roman's about to speak, Rock does his "finally." Roman smirks. The Rock cuts a promo about legacy, the meaning of family, and turns to address Roman Reigns, but Roman cuts The Rock off again and reassures him that he will defeat Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam and will bring the gold back to the Bloodline, something The Rock has failed to do in Roman's absence. The Rock looks visibly insulted by this, suggesting that he has been a lesser leader of the Bloodline than Roman has, and Rock puts the mic up to his mouth to cut what looks to be a very aggressive promo on Roman. And again, just as he's about to take a breath, Roman leaves the ring, doesn't look back, and SmackDown goes off the air with a kind of bemused Bloodline and a furious Rock. So we get to SummerSlam. It's Cody vs Roman 3. It's a 30-minute classic. There's a WrestleMania main event feel. Neither man will stay down for a 3. Neither man will tap out, and the crowd is electric. Even Paul Heyman literally has to take a seat at one point. Both men are down. They pull themselves up via the ropes on opposite sides of the ring. They scream at each other. It sounds like rival lions roaring during battle over their prides. And they both go punch for punch, but it's not like a boo yeah kind of punches and strikes. It's like The Rock and Stone Cold punches this SmackDown before WrestleMania 17. They are absolutely laying haymakers on each other. Cody gets the upper hand. He turns the strikes into jabs and goes for like the Dusty Rhodes classic, the jabs and then the elbows. But just as Cody goes for the elbows, he hits 1, 2, and they get more and more aggressive. And the 3, 4, and 5 elbows that he hits are absolutely knocking the crap out of Roman. And you could see that kind of Cody is losing his composure and frustration is starting to set in as Cody can't seem to keep Roman down. Cody sets up Roman for the crossroads. He hits 2 straight after one another. He shrieks as he goes to hit a 3rd, but Roman escapes. Cody whips Roman into the corner. Roman moves very quickly, hitting a Superman punch. and while Cody is stunned, he hits another Superman punch, hits a third Superman punch in the corner, then goes for a spear. Roman sits in the corner, setting himself up for the spear, for another one last one he's hoping for, and he does the classic ooh-ah. And just as he stands up to do the ooh-ah, a hooded figure stands up on the ropes, gives him a Samoan spike. Roman drops in the corner, gets up again, attempting to kind of shake it off, and goes for a spear. Cody then hits a Judas effect-like elbow that then sets him up once again for the Crossroads, pins Roman to retain the WWE Championship. Cody celebrates as Roman sits on the floor up against the ring, and he is devastated. Solo Sikoa stands above looking down at him, and he rips the golden Ulafala out of Paul Heyman's hand and then walks away. And the camera cuts back to Cody celebrating in the ring, and SummerSlam goes off the air with Roman sat bemused and devastated, and Cody celebrating in the background. In what would be one of the most anticipated episodes of Smackdown of 2024, the main event segment is advertised as the Bloodline only Tribal Court, the acknowledgement of Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa is given the Golden Ulafala, and The Rock announces that in 2025 The Rock will retire and Solo will become the new Tribal. And he gets cut off by Roman Reigns walking down, and he challenges The Rock 8 months in advance. I'm not sure how that would go down, but anyway, he challenges The Rock 8 months in advance to a match at WrestleMania 41, and it will be a tribal combat match, and the winner will be the Sacred Chief. Now, doing some research, the Sacred Chief is just the same as the High Chief, but in my opinion, Sacred Chief sounds so much better than High Chief. The Rock accepts, and he says that if he can't be Sacred Chief, then he has no career, similar to what Shawn Michaels said when he was saying about going after the Undertaker's streak. So it's the first SmackDown of the new year. I know I've kind of skipped a lot of time, but I don't want to go on and on. So yes, it's the first SmackDown of the new year. The final match on the show, Solo Sikoa wins the Intercontinental Championship for the first time. The Bloodline join him in the ring to celebrate, and an unannounced Rock makes an appearance in person and joins in the celebrations. Roman Reigns comes out to rain on their parade as he challenges The Rock and Solo to a tag team match at the Royal Rumble. The Rock does the cliche, "You don't have any friends to help you take on the Bloodline," and no one would dare take on the High Chief and the Enforcer, then they would be crazy and stupid to do so. Roman Reigns then explains that while I've been away, me and the Wise Man have been building some bridges, and there was one bridge that was very important to me. He's one of the most integral members of our family and the future of our family in this industry. So no, I don't have any friends to tag with me. I have my Uso instead. And Uso hits, and we get Roman and Jey Uso versus The Rock and Solo Sikoa at the Royal Rumble. At the Royal Rumble, Roman and Jey pick up the win, with Jey pinning The Rock in a surprise finish that was set up by Roman Reigns, cementing Jey as main event Jey Uso. After the match, Jimmy walks away from ringside, because you'll see he joined Rock and Solo at ringside. He walks away from them through the crowd in utter disgust and confusion as those two lost to his twin and Roman Reigns. After the Royal Rumble, Jey and Solo go into their own stories and their own feuds to set up for WrestleMania. Jimmy and Naomi aren't around. They kind of disappear after the Royal Rumble, after what happened when we see Jimmy walk away. We don't see them at all until the night of WrestleMania. I probably would have said at this point that Tamina maybe has retired at this point. But this leaves Roman Reigns and The Rock to feud one-on-one. From the night of the Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, there is no physical interaction between Roman Reigns and The Rock, not even a handshake or a hug, as they are family. So it's the main event of WrestleMania Night 2. There are some prolonged advertising between the second to last match and the main event. This is to set up a load of stuff on the ramp and on the thing, all to set up for tribal combat. When the cameras come back to the stadium, when the cameras are back to the stadium, ringside is in kind of tribal war ready aesthetic. There are Samoan style thrones at the top of the entrance ramp. There's even like a kind of a tribute to like Rocky Maivia, not Rocky, yeah, Rocky Johnson, and to kind of all the ancestors that couldn't be there at the time. I swear I messed up some names there, I do apologise. But there are 5 thrones on each side of the entrance. So you kind of see it as like that, and then the entrance is in the middle. And sat on these thrones we have Naomi, Jimmy, Solo, Jay, and Jacob if he signs. And on the other side we have Afa, Sika, Rikishi, Tamina, and Ava Raine, the daughter of The Rock, of course. Rock and Roman get the grandest of entrances. The atmosphere is indescribable in the stadium. Roman Reigns defeats The Rock clean as a whistle. He hits a Samoan spike, into a Superman punch, into a body slam, into a Uso splash. He does the ooh-ah. He hits a spear to end the match in tribute to pretty much their whole Samoan legacy, doing each person's, or at least the majority of people's, finishing moves, and has become the sacred chief of the Anoa'i family. Everyone makes their way from the thrones at the top of the stage down to the ring as Roman helps The Rock up, and once everyone is in the ring, Roman and Rock embrace. Rock puts a red and gold ulafala around Roman's neck, and the next night on Raw, the whole bloodline come together. Again, Afa, Sika, Rikishi, Tamina, Ava, Naomi, Jimmy, Solo, Jay, Jacob, if he's there, Roman, Rock, everybody is there. And The Rock retires, he does this big speech, he says goodbye to everyone, and it's announced, and then eventually later on in the year it will be announced that he will be the head guy going into the Hall of Fame of 2026, and that will kind of be the end. Roman would move on to whatever he does next. That stuff probably won't be around very often, as he won't be champion still. Solo gets the push to, well, I'll probably put Solo and Jay getting pushes towards the main event scene, or they put the Usos back together and have them have one last run as dominant tag team champions. But either way, everything gets sorted out and all the Bloodline are on the same page. And yeah, that is where I would leave the Bloodline after WrestleMania 41 and the night afterwards as well. So yes, I hope you all have enjoyed that. Sorry if I have come across a bit nervous. So yeah, that's how I would book the Bloodline from Raw after WrestleMania to WrestleMania 41, pretty much a year-long feud kind of thing. Yeah, if you enjoyed this kind of fantasy booking video, please do let me know by liking the video or putting a comment down below. Yeah, I was pretty nervous doing it, so you have to forgive me if I come across that way. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.